And we are live. Welcome to another Super Galactic Saturday. I'm Jerry Sr., and I'm here with Hero Geek once again, who's joining us today. We got a lot of things we're going to talk about, and thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. We always appreciate you guys joining us here. And yeah, man, welcome. I hope you're having a good Saturday so far.
Yep, so far so good. I recently this past week I got some really kind of amazing news. So I'm I'm pretty high on life today. So
I'm happy to hear that.
yeah.
That's awesome, man. So, are you going to share it today, or are you going to keep
No,
this?
something here. It's just I'm good. I'm great.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't want to spoil it. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
That sounds good, man. I'm happy to hear that because
Awesome.
we could always use some good news in our lives. That's for sure.
Oh, definitely.
So yeah, that's wonderful. But
Mm.
yeah, man. You see the headline, the title. Who owns the myth? And it's just to strike up a conversation, considering the recent
Yeah.
movie
Uh,
with Nolan.
yeah, I if I'm okay, so if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I was never a Christopher Nolan fan. Ever.
Really,
So
not
this
even
whole
the
thing,
Batman stuff. Not even that.
uh barely. I mean, I like the Dark Knight,
Yeah.
but with a lot of asterisks.
Okay, that's fair.
Batman Begins was trash. I never bothered watching The Dark Knight Rises. Never bothered. Because that wasn't Bane. I don't know who the hell that was.
Yeah, I agree with that. That definitely was not.
So to me, the only decent one was the one with Joker because I thought he Ledger played a good Joker. I thought he
Yeah,
played a good Joker. You know,
definitely among the best in the series. I think.
yeah. But I mean, I never liked Inception. I never I tried watching Interstellar. I got bored out of my mind. You know,
I like Interstellar.
so
He did long though.
me
It's a long movie.
to me, Christopher Nolan is one of the most overrated filmmakers out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair to say that he's probably a bit overrated. Um, but he has done some decent work. I don't want to take away from what he's done. Like
Right.
he's done some like
I
Memento is
haven't I haven't
one of
re-
my favorite
I
ones
haven't
that he's done.
watched Oppenheimer, so I don't know how that
Yeah,
is.
I've seen Oppenheimer, but I like Memento. That was a great movie.
That
I
was
liked
his first movie, though. Like it seems that
yeah.
these
Oh no,
filmmakers
that's a good point.
like their
Yeah.
first movies are usually really good, and then it's just downhill from there.
Yeah. That's a fair point actually. Yeah.
You
So
know?
and Inception was good. It was a good watch. It didn't make a lot of sense once you really got deep into it. Like the
But
layers, the
that that that
dreams. I
that
think they kind of lost me on that. Like
I really
the
hate
kind of the logic kind of falls apart after a while. It's kind
I
of like
really hate the ambiguous endings of like movies and stuff, and that one
yeah,
made me.
exactly. Yeah, and I think that's obviously it was on purpose because he probably didn't know how to end it.
Yeah,
It's like okay, but now we got the Odyssey coming out, and it's already been kind of pre-screened, and apparently some critics are raving about it.
yeah.
Which, I kind of find it hard to believe that it is that good, but
Well, I mean, the Access Media and the normie critics who like they're going to rave about it because diversity and inclusion and all that trash. I mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
unfortunately,
I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, but no, just I mean, there was no way in hell I was gonna watch that movie ever.
yeah. I mean, the first thing I heard about it when it first kind of started picking up steam, I guess, was the historical inaccuracy of
Mhm.
some of the like the Roman armor, things like that. The time period is what they were doing visually and what's the story is saying was contradictory, right? Like it's like you're portraying something that wasn't available at that time, right? And I thought, okay, could that be a nitpick? Maybe, right? But then we get into casting,
Oh
and
boy.
that's really where it took off, right? That's where,
Oh boy, yeah.
and I was kind of like, what?
And some of the things that, some of the like incredibly ignorant things that the actress that plays Helen has said, just really, really stupid things
Yeah, I've heard
about
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 her
about about
comments.
Homer and
Yeah,
the original
yeah,
the
it's
original
it's
story,
objectively dumb. Yeah,
like just
uh,
like
and
just
that's the thing. If she had just remained silent for the most part, right? Just comment about the movie like, hey, it's going to be great. I'm excited, that kind of thing.
well, no, even if she had remained, the thing is though,
Or,
her casting already did a lot of damage, and her opening her mouth just made it worse.
well, that's my point though. It's like you're just throwing fuel on the fire,
Yeah.
right? And that's what I'm saying. Like it's like Rachel Zegler. It's like it's already bad. Or even the Little Mermaid debacle. Right? It's already bad. Uh, the whole casting and DI. But then to throw on top your commentary, you know, um, yeah, you're not making it easier. You're not making it where the audience will be more receptive, right? Like if you kept it positive and not commented, and not try to make it about some kind of social issue or social justice nonsense,
Yeah.
then the audience might actually, even if they don't like the casting, well, might say, well, let's give it a shot, or well, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but now that you're throwing that fuel to the fire, and you're commenting about the original, the author, and doing it from a 20th century perspective, right?
Yeah.
Screen time for more for what, like, what are you talking about? Like it's like your mindset is so detached from the reality of what you're actually doing here.
Yeah.
Like what,
Yeah.
and that's what makes it so egregious. It's like it's so thoughtless, right? It's all based. It's just ego, personality. It's just nonsense, and it's like that interview was so classic modern Hollywood, where it's just filled with empty nonsense. Like there's nothing substantive in it at all. It's like we're here, we're just gonna say whatever pops in our head, and we're gonna giggle and laugh as if it's something fun, or we're gonna sigh as if it's profound, right? And it's neither of those things. It's foolishness, and that's to me that's kind of what annoys me the most. Is it's one thing to you know go against basic common sense and logic and reason, right? It's
Yeah.
like, okay, you know want to defy reason and logic, that's your prerogative, right? But then
Mm-hmm.
to pretend as if it's legitimate and then go, basically digging your heels, right? It's
Yeah.
like you're not gaslighting me. It's not. There was a guy I was watching. I can't remember which YouTuber it was, but he was commenting about this particular YouTuber who was making the argument for the Odyssey and everything, and the clearly ridiculous casting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's creating these straw men, like the Black Panther argument, and saying, "Oh, that's different. There's an exception because it's in Africa and all this kind." And it's like, no, that's not. In fact, his argument bolsters anyone's disagreement with the casting of Lupita Nyong'o because it is a Greco-Roman story, right? Like, what are you talking about? If your argument is that you can't race swap T'Challa because he's an African and it's a country in Africa, even though it's a fictional country,
And you can't race swap
then
any
you can't race
characters.
swap the Helen Troy. You can't race swap anybody in the Odyssey
No,
for the same exact reason.
for the same exact reason.
Yeah, like that's how crazy. I wish I had it queued up, but I was watching it in passing. So, but I just heard that segment, and I just thought this guy is clearly either the stupidest guy on the planet or the most disingenuous person. Like it's one or the other. You're either willfully dishonest or you're just dumb because you're making the argument for the people you claim to be diminishing their argument. Right? You claim to be arguing against their arguments, but you're actually bolstering it. So it's like there is no argument uh, in
It's
defense of
like,
this.
you know
There,
what?
it doesn't exist.
Going back to the Masters of the Universe thing. I remember back when people, I saw a bunch of posts on X saying that they're okay with Man at Arms, but they're pissed off about all the race ups in the Odyssey. I'm like, no, no, no. You don't get to be mad at one and not and accept the other. I'm sorry. And they tried, you know, like these really, really elaborate mental gymnastics, like the kind that they should win gold medals for, about why one was okay and one was not. You know, well, Man at Arms is a fictional character and not tied to any
Right.
historical. Like, what? Like, so Helen of Troy, they're all fictional characters too. They
You're all
don't.
fictional. Right?
Yeah,
That's not the point. Like it
exactly.
doesn't matter if it's a fictional character or not.
No.
When you have if you have a character that is established canon as one thing, then just flipping a switch into some other thing, whether it's sexuality or race or whatever, like you're just making another character.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know what I mean? Like you can say it's Black Superman. It's like, well, no, it's just a whole other character. You can call him Superman. It's like the meme. Miles Morales is Miles Morales. Why? Because he's not Peter Parker. He's not Spider Man.
No.
He's Miles Morales. Now he has Spider Man powers, right? Okay. So does Gwen Stacy, but she's still just Gwen Stacy.
Right.
You understand? It's like it's a different character. Period. Like, and there's nothing inherently wrong with it. Just acknowledge that it is another character. It's not, you know. And it's the same thing going on here. It's like you're saying she's Helen of Troy. It's like, well, no, she's not. She's another character. She's another character that you're calling Helen of Troy. That's basically it. And
Yeah.
if you want to do that, you have the license to do that. Just stop being dishonest about it. That's the problem. It's like be honest and say this is not Helen of Troy. This is someone else. And it's like, okay, so you're changing the story to be something else so that you can make this character an Afrocentric character.
Right.
That's fine. Change the backstory, everything. Like you can do that. You have the liberty to do that, right? That's why I titled it like "Who Owns Myth," and it's like, well, no one really does, right? That's why it's a myth. It's just out there. Now there's probably licensing, but I don't think the Odyssey is licensed.
It's public
So
domain.
yeah, it's public domain. So, but you understand, it's like no one owns it. You can do whatever you want, basically.
Yeah.
Right. So if he wants to do that, that's his prerogative. But don't, what's the saying? Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Right. And that's all this. Right. There's backlash. It's like people are tired of being gaslit and being told that they're racist or sexist or some other ist. Right. Because they don't like your choice. Right. It's like, no, I don't like your choice. Period. And objectively, it is a bad choice.
Mm-hmm.
So, like it is. There's no way around it. Now somebody will bring up Nick Fury, and say, well, Samuel Jackson was Nick Fury, MCU. Yeah, and it was not only a race swap, but I think it was like a generation swap, right? Because he was way older than the character should have been. Which meant he couldn't do a lot of stunts or acting, which in the comics Nick Fury does way more.
I'm right now, and people can call me racist. I prefer the white Nick Fury. I said it.
Well, yeah, when it first started, I was kind of like, oh, that's Nick Fury. Okay, I thought he was a white guy, right? And I remember the previous movie with David Hasselhoff, right? He played Nick Fury. It was like I think he kind of fit the bill a lot better, right? Not just because he's white, but his whole demeanor. but it's like,
I,
oh,
I,
okay,
what I
like
know,
that's the whole.
what I know of Nick Fury is this gruff, cigar smoking badass, right?
Yeah,
This kind of World War II era personality, general personality,
right. And that wasn't Samuel
Yeah,
Jackson was great. I like Samuel Jackson.
yeah. I don't have anything against Sam Jackson, but
Yeah, I think he did a great job for what he had, but he
he
was not
wasn't
Nick
he
Fury.
wasn't the Fury that I imagined that I would,
Oh, except the Nick Fury that we all knew from the comics.
yeah.
I mean, he wasn't.
He
Period.
was the Ultimate Universe, sure, but
Yeah, again, that's way newer, right? So I'm not saying I know what I'm saying. It's like there's canon, and then there's like these other iterations that come out. Many of them are, you know, they're
yeah.
one-offs or whatever. It's like you can't build. Well, I shouldn't say you can't, but that's kind of what they did, right? And they did it with other characters, but you know, it's like okay, if that's what you're doing, you know, and I'm sure there was backlash. It didn't seem like there was a lot of backlash, when they casted him and everything. So
You know what? He would have been a great white Nick Fury, Bryan Cranston.
yeah, I think so. That's a good
You know,
point.
Bryan Cranston would have been a great Nick Fury.
Yeah, I can picture that. Yeah, he would have been really good. But missed opportunity.
The guy who played what's his name? Freaking Negan uh in Walking Dead.
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah,
Him.
I can see that. Yep. Man, I haven't watched Walking Dead in forever. I kind of gave up on the show.
Even George Clooney, I think, would have been a good Nick Fury.
Yeah, to a point. I mean, I don't know. He has pretty good range though. He probably could.
Yeah.
It would have been too pretty. You know what I mean?
Josh Brolin. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
perfect.
Josh Brolin would have been perfect.
Josh Brolin
But
totally
see,
would have
then he
killed
would
it.
he would have been three characters in the MCU.
Oh yeah, because it was Thanos. And then who else?
I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that he would have had three roles, three major roles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, Jason Momoa was Aquaman, and now he's Lobo. So
Oh, that's true. That's a very good point. So,
so
and
good.
honestly, I don't really take issue with that. I don't.
No,
If it
no.
makes sense, it makes sense.
Josh
So
Brolin. That's perfect. Josh Brolin. That's it. We the list ends with
I
Josh.
know. Yeah, that's pretty much on the nose right
Yeah,
there. Yeah, I agree. That would have been excellent. So
that would have been epic. That would have been epic.
yeah,
Yeah,
that man.
yeah. Well, unfortunately, we're never gonna see that version of Nick Fury ever, ever.
Probably not. Maybe we'll get some fan made stuff. Hopefully. There's some
Uh,
passionate guys out there. So I've seen some
but
and Transformers stuff.
I saw a video of by WDW Pro about the plot leak for Avengers Doomsday, and it's gonna be trash.
That's what I keep saying.
I mean, honestly though, I'm not surprised. The MCU is not gonna get better. It's just not. Okay? We need to let it go. We need to stop hoping that they'll steer the ship. It's not gonna happen. It's
Yeah,
not gonna
I don't
happen.
think so. They need to just end it.
You know,
They should have stopped at Endgame.
they should have stopped Endgame. Yeah.
They should have stopped at Endgame and just stopped and maybe did the series. I mean, a lot of those weren't that great either, but just focus on the series, the streaming, and then like now would be where you're starting to say, okay, we got something coming, and we're rebooting or we're picking up with X-Men or something, right?
I
That
mean,
would
I mean, okay. So you want to know about the beginning of it? So in
Yeah.
the beginning of the movie, they destroy the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man universe.
Why?
I don't know why. But
That's
Deadpool and
universe.
Wolverine, apparently Deadpool and Wolverine show up in Tobey Maguire Spider-Man universe, and they were sent there by the X-Men because the X-Men are the bad guys, and they're going around different different universes
Right.
and blowing them up because it's entrenching on theirs, and their solution is to just destroy them.
So
So they
basically,
send Deadpool. They send Deadpool and Wolverine to the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man universe, and they basically blow it up.
so basically, they're telling the audience, we hate you.
Yeah,
We hate what you love.
yeah. Essentially, they're like, you love Tobey Maguire, or you got
Up to bat, boom.
yeah, you. Oh my God, we made you care and nostalgic about that universe in the recent Spider-Man movie, but not put
Right.
it back.
Yeah. Because think about it. When Deadpool, when they did the second, was it the second Deadpool movie? Or maybe it was the first when he did the extra scene, and he goes and he kills his doppelganger from the Wolverine movie, and
Uh-huh.
then he goes and he shoots himself as Green Lantern,
Right.
or you know, writing the Green Lantern script up in there.
But that's
That
fine.
was an acknowledgement that,
Everybody hated that version of Deadpool, so
but
it's fine.
that's my point. Like that was an acknowledgement to the fans
Yeah.
that yeah, we screwed up. This was garbage.
Yeah.
Boom, it's gone, erased. So I don't know, Ryan Reynolds. That was his way of telling the fans, hey guys, I get it. These failed. They sucked. It's pretend they're gone. And the movie acknowledged that. That was a hat tip to the fans.
Yeah.
Right. So what the hell is happening here in Doomsday if they're blowing up a fan favorite Spider version of Spider-Man's world?
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like if that was a hat tip to the fans, acknowledging that the fans didn't like it, which they didn't. Right? Although some are revisiting Green Lantern and having second thoughts in recent months, right? But
Oh, I mean, honestly,
you understand what I'm saying? Like it's
honestly,
framework.
I have that movie on Blu-ray. Based on everything that DC has done in the last 15 or so years, Green Lantern is a masterpiece.
Yeah, it holds up a lot better. The problem with that movie, and the only problem really, was the story.
Yeah.
It just wasn't I think they tried to fit too much in without giving us a true, you know, beginning, middle, end type of story. But yeah, it does hold up compared to what we're seeing today. And but it's like that's what you're supposed to do, you know, with your fans is you acknowledge, and that's why a lot of people like Ryan Reynolds because of what he's done with what he did with Deadpool and the Deadpool Wolverine movie. It's okay. It's actually a fun movie.
Yeah, but
Fun at the whole
you know
MCU.
that.
It touches on all the things that people hated. It's actually really smart. But it kind of surprises me that he's part of this and he's blowing up the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man universe.
Yeah.
So that's kind of surprising. It tells me maybe he doesn't have a lot of control. Because I don't think he would do that.
Maybe not, but like I have my own issues with the Deadpool movies. I spoke about it in the last stream that we did together. So
yeah.
But yeah, so Doomsday is it's more the same. It's not DC like with the Supergirl movie. DC's not doing much better. Both of these universes are worse now.
Yeah.
DC movies and Marvel movies.
It's not getting any better. Yeah.
They're not getting any better. They're racing to see which one is worse right now, as far as I'm concerned. You know.
Yeah. It's but yeah, I've heard that it's it's not looking too promising.
Kevin
What you described,
Feige,
yeah, it's
Kevin
not.
Feige and James Gunn might as well be clones at this point.
Yeah, well, it's clearly have a similar agenda.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's I don't trust any of these guys anymore. None of them.
No. And I did watch the Spider-Man trailer. Meh. So meh.
Yeah, it's looks like there'll be a lot happening, and
You know, part of my hope was that with the reboot that was No Way Home, was it? Right? No Way Home?
yeah,
That the Zendaya MJ was just gonna like not appear anymore. Like that's it. No more Zendaya MJ. But no, they're tripling down on Zendaya MJ.
yeah. I don't know why, but
Oh god! And speaking of Zendaya, she's also in the Odyssey as Athena or something, right?
oh yeah, that's right. She's Athena.
Uh, she's or Aphrodite, I think. I don't know. I don't one of them. I don't remember which.
Whatever.
I think she's Athena or Persephone. I don't know. One of those.
I guess. The commissioner says there's a Black Greek character. I guess in the Odyssey. Andromeda and her tribe. Okay.
Is it Andromeda?
Sure. Ethiopia, which is current day Ethiopia.
It's ironic because
interesting. Is that character featured in the Odyssey?
I don't know. I never read the Odyssey, so I don't know for sure. But it's did you figure out that?
Oh, you said yeah. Okay.
Both the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, no. Sorry, you were saying yeah to something else. Sorry.
Both the Spider-Man movie and the Odyssey share 3 actors. I'll let you guess who.
Wait, the Spider-Man movie and who?
And the Odyssey all share 3 actors.
Well, Tom Holland, Zendaya, and
Punisher.
Oh, he's in it. Okay, I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
I know he's in it. What character is he?
I don't know, but he's in the Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of ironic.
That's fascinating. Yeah,
it's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, that is actually.
They're both coming
I should say it's weird. But it's one hell of a coincidence. Right?
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Which tells me that Hollywood just keeps on recycling the same actors over and over and over and over.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking. It's like, why are we using? Well, I guess the reasoning could be, well, they're the best out there right now. They're popular. They're putting butts in seats. And I would say no. Like if you look at Tom Holland's movie, what was it? The one based off the video game.
Uncharted. Oh God.
No. Yeah, like that did terrible. Like,
and I'm a big fan. Great movie. I'm a big fan of those games. So no.
Yeah, I like the games too, but the movie was, it was just fell flat. So they're not putting butts in the seat. Let's see Spider-Man. That's the only way you're going to get, that Spider-Man. Yeah, but as anything else, he's not putting butts in the seat. Neither is Zendaya.
No, I wanted to mention.
He doesn't have any, except for Dune. I guess you can argue Dune has done well,
I guess.
But it's not doing well because she's in it.
No.
You know what I mean? Like no one's going to see Zendaya. They're going to see Dune. They want to see the story. They want to see this new reimagining. But they're not going, oh, I gotta see Zendaya.
I wanted to mention something ironic because John Leguizamo is in it, and I want to talk about John Leguizamo for a second.
In the Odyssey.
Yes, he's in the Odyssey.
Who is he playing?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. But I know
he's old
now. So the thing about John Leguizamo is back when the animated Super Mario Brothers movie was coming out, he was very, very, very outspoken about just stupid things about how there's no Latin representation in the casting of the movie. I'm like, why would there be? These are Italian characters.
Right.
There's no Hispanic character in Super Mario Brothers at all.
Right.
In several comments and interviews, he's pretty much admitted that he doesn't care about cultural accuracy. He just wants revenge because he feels that Hollywood's taking roles from Hispanic and Latin people. So he wants revenge. So he wants to cast Latin people even when they don't belong or it doesn't fit or it's not accurate to the source material. He just doesn't care. Pretty much, he's like DI at all costs. I don't care about anything else, right? What's ironic is that Charlie Day, the actor that plays Luigi, the voice of Luigi, he's actually of Italian descent. So he doesn't care about all that, right?
Yeah.
He just cares about representation at all costs for Latin people. He's gotten a lot of backlash about it, but in the Odyssey, he's playing a Greek character. So I don't know. I don't know why he's cast anything after saying crap like he did, like that.
Well, they don't care. Hollywood doesn't care.
That's like
the more he speaks that way, the more they want to cast him.
That's like saying
that's how you get work. That's how you stay relevant.
That's like saying, okay, well, they made a Shaka Zulu movie, and someone complains, why aren't there any Japanese representation in it? Why aren't
somebody goes, where the white folks at?
Where the white folks at? You know, where are they? Why is there not a samurai? Like, why?
Yeah, where are the samurai?
Yeah, where are the samurai?
That's hilarious. It's interesting. Mecca Missionary is pointing out Andromeda, who is of African descent, right? Who's part of these Greek tales, right? But she's not in the movie.
Oh well, there you go.
Yeah,
it's
she's
like
the grandmother of Hercules.
It's like okay, so it's like Clam Champ. It wasn't in Masters of the Universe. Like, why? You know, it's funny because they had Fisto, which is kind of like the same, like another version of Clam Champ that had the big iron fist, and he's a redhead white guy, right?
Yeah.
They could have replaced him with Clam Champ, but they didn't. I don't
know. I mean, you can't use logic and reason.
No.
It's not based on like I think you nailed it when you talked about John Leguizamo and the fact that he just wants representation.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't care how that looks, right? And in fact, he doesn't care if he doesn't want it to be proper representation. For example, a proper representation would be a movie that is based in, a particular Latin country or something, right? A mythological aspect, like the Mayans or something, and some kind of mythology around them. That would be great representation, right? Because now you're digging into that culture, right, its roots and its origins, and you're creating maybe a fictional tale from that. Like that would be great, right? And yet something like that probably wouldn't get any support because it's honest. You understand? It's like I saw someone comment about like where's the African stories like Anansi and things like that, and I thought, well, that's a fair question, but you have to understand like they don't want to do that because that's an honest approach, right? Because you're acknowledging what true representation is, which is ethnicities, people groups, and countries and regions, right? It's not just people with the same skin tone, right? It goes deeper than that. It's culture, right? But they don't want to celebrate culture in the sense that common sense understands, right? They want to celebrate culture from a Marxist ideological point of view, a modern point of view, right? Which is taking snippets of the culture and saying, "See, this is our culture," right? It's like that interview with the Somalian lady, and she kept bringing up eating bananas and rice. And then she goes, it's more than just eating bananas and rice. Then in the same paragraph, she goes, but it's it's eating bananas and rice. It's like, so you've relegated your entire culture to just one thing, which is eating bananas and rice. Like that's the mindset of a modern. You understand, like a
Yeah.
modern perspective of culture. It's relegated to a thing, right? Not the deep richness of the culture itself. Like when you talk about American history, it's like looking at America and saying it's just about apple pie or baseball. It's like no, it isn't, right? Because like someone says, America is all about apple pie and baseball, but it's not just apple pie and baseball. It's more than that. But
Mhm.
it's apple pie and baseball. Like we look at that person and go, "You're an idiot." It's like it's because clearly it is deeper than that, right? It's like it's freedom and liberty, right? It's the ability to go out there and do what you need to do to survive, right? And having the liberty to do that unencumbered by your government, right?
Yeah.
It's so many other things. It's the Declaration of Independence, right? It's the American Creed. It's the preamble. It's the Constitution. It's the Bill of Rights. It's the Revolutionary War, right? I mean, you go on, right? It's like there's deep roots in all those things, right? And all those things led to what we have today, which is one of the greatest countries on the planet, right? Even now, with all the issues we have, right? But you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so it's like that's the problem, though. All that gets chucked out the window for apple pie and baseball. You understand? Like none of that matters. We just because it's the apple pie and baseball that makes you feel fuzzy and good, right? It's the bananas and rice that makes you feel fuzzy and good. But you don't even understand why that's meaningful, right? If you ask someone from the South, right, who about chitterlings, right, whether they're black or white, doesn't matter. They're gonna have a story behind it, right? Why do we eat this? Well, and they'll go back 50, 60 years, 100 years and say, well, this is where it happened. This is why. So to a degree, many of maybe not the younger, but definitely the older, older than me, they understand why it's a delicacy now because there was a time when it wasn't, right? And they understood why it wasn't, right? But it was like it was a have to have, not a like to have, right? Now it's just a like to have. And that's a wonderful thing to be, a wonderful place to be. Is that now I just eat it because I like to have. I don't have to eat it, right? And that's the irony of those, especially in relation to soul food, right? That's the irony of a lot of soul food is that some of it came from because well, this is kind of all we had, right? But you miss all that richness when you relegate it to this one little symbol, from this modern perspective, and it's just there to make you feel fuzzy inside,
Yeah.
you know. So someone to go right on, brother, and that's what John Leguizamo was saying. He just wants to see a Spanish speaking, in his mind a Latinx whatever, right?
Yeah.
On
He he's
screen,
he's he's one of,
that's it.
he's one of these idiots that uses the term Latinx. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And it tells you everything, and that's what I'm saying. Like, because even actual, Mexican, Latin people
And by
don't
the way, I'm Latin. Okay.
like normal, regular Spanish speaking, Mexican people don't like that term. They don't use it.
No, I don't like that term. I'm
Yeah, it's a dumb
Hispanic.
term.
I'm half
It's
Puerto
dumb.
Rican, half Dominican. So yeah, I can say this stuff.
Yeah, it's dumb. And so
I can say.
and that's what I'm saying. It's just empty. It's an empty suit. It's just empty nonsense. And that's the problem I have with a lot of this stuff. It's insulting. Ultimately, and very few want to acknowledge that. But it's true. Casting Lupita Nyong'o insults her integrity, and clearly she doesn't care because why? She's getting a paycheck, right? It insults the audience, and it's insulting. It insults the legacy of the story itself, right? And it's the same for even for comic books and movies, TV shows. Right? Whenever it happens, right, and there's no really logical reason for it, it's just insulting. You're just saying, well, we want to piss off the chuds and the so-called racist, and,
Right. Yeah.
representation. It's like what? Like, what? But at the same time, ignore actual representation, right? There's actual story. We talked about this last time, right? Like
Mhm.
Cyborg, these characters that's been around. Blue Marvel. Like, where's his movie? Where's Blue Marvel movie? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But they're talking about Val Zod and Black Superman. It's like, bro, where's Blue Marvel? Like, that's insulting, man. I take great offense at that. To ask for, what about Icon? Like, to ask for a
Oh,
black
Static.
version of something.
Static.
Yeah, even Static. Yeah, he had a TV show. Like, what are we doing here? It's just foolishness. It's so frustrating, and it's frustrating because a lot of people, they dismiss it and they act like it's not a big deal, but it really is. You're participating in the destruction of common sense, and
Yeah.
it's like you don't even realize it. You're participating in the destruction of culture, right? Like, it's that's the irony. Is in the name of so-called culture, we want representation, but we only want it on a superficial level. We just want a race swap, but you don't want to, compel creators or uplift creators who are giving you original characters that are representative, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like, so you'll take a black Superman versus a blue Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll take a black Superman over Icon.
Yep, and that's sad. That's really sad and pathetic. It's tragic.
Yeah.
And defend it like, oh, it's, you know, what does it matter? And they'll act like, and that's the thing. You say what doesn't matter, then you get this idiot. I wish I could remember. I've been trying to find a video. I can't find it, but talking about, well, Black Panther's different. No, it's not. That's literally the point. You
But
wouldn't like it if they said, let's make Black Panther a white man, and let's make Wakanda a white country in the middle of Africa.
yeah.
That'd be a hell of a story, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? I mean, that has advanced technology, right? That has a force field around it, and all this stuff, right? Oh man, people will lose their minds, right? But anybody else, well, if it's a white character, nobody, they want to pretend that it doesn't matter. That's
because
what it
because
is.
because to them, white people don't have culture. White people are negative culture. They they're just they're just bland cardboard. They don't have any identity at all.
Yeah, that's that's exactly right. It's something I've thought about.
Only people of
This
color
way.
have actual culture.
Yeah,
Have
that's the perception. Yeah, that black, especially among a lot of black folks,
yeah.
is not all of them, but a lot of that culture, like especially in the mainstream, pop culture, hip hop, all that. Oh, that's our culture. It's like, well, sure, some of it is definitely influenced by black people, but not all of it. Like,
Ca- ca-
not 100%.
Caucasian
Yeah,
straight white men are like unsalted crackers.
yeah. That is the underlying. I believe, from my observation, that is the underlying mentality. Is that white is a default? It's like in a coloring box, right? You have the white crayon, and it's just white. It's the base, the paper,
To
right?
them,
And all the colors draw on the paper and get to
yeah.
abuse the paper and look whatever they want against the white, because the white is just there to take it. That's kind of the mentality, because there's the paper is nothing without the crayons. The paper is just white. It's just plain, and that's a lie. That's a lie from the pit of hell. That is not true, right? Because
Yes.
hey, there's
Oh,
no such thing.
to answer your question, yes, I do have black characters in my story. So yeah,
Oh, who asked that? Like a missionary?
Mecha something.
Oh, make a missionary. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say there is no such thing as a black person or a white person. They don't exist.
No.
It's a made up terms. There is no such thing as that. So saying someone's white in their default or their is foolishness. It's ignorance. Right? Everyone has melanin in their skin, and it varies at different levels based on our regions and our DNA and chromosomes and all that good stuff, right?
Mm.
And so we're all the same color. We're just variations of that color. That's melanin. That's science. That's not some spiritual gobbledygook. That's literally scientific. So all this talk about, that's what makes, once again, that's
I
what
mean,
makes the
if
idea of race swapping so ridiculous.
if I'm being
That's,
honest,
you know what I'm saying?
what's happening right now is that with everything that's going on, culture or they're actually pushing white people to actual racism.
Yeah, you're right, and I think that's part of the intent is to do just that. It's like you need someone to be a bully. So what do? Well, you bully them, but you do it in a passive aggressive way
Yeah.
till they lash out. Then you go, oh, he's a
Oh,
bully.
see, racist all along. See what he did? Yeah.
Yeah. That's all. It's like, when I was a kid, I used to tease my sister by pretending not to touch her, but I had my finger like inches away from her face.
Yeah.
I'm not touching you. I'm not. And eventually, she just smacks me in the head. And I'll go, oh, and then I'll cry to my mother. She's like, why did you hit him?
Exactly. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he keeps bothering me. What did you do? Well, he was trying to touch me. And she's like, what do you mean? And then she can't explain, right? Like, well, he was doing, like, putting his finger. And she's like, but that don't mean you can hit
So,
him if he didn't touch you, right? You see
right.
how it works? Like the
Right.
authority comes in and they don't get it. And so she gets punished and I get, a lollipop, hugs from mom, right? Like that's what they're doing. That's they're poking the bear, and when the bear finally bites their hand off, they go,
Yeah.
"Oh, the bear is dangerous. It needs to be shot."
I mean, and I'm not saying whatever reaction happens is good or right,
No, it's not.
but
That's the whole point.
they're
It's not good. that's
exactly.
literally the point. It's not good. It's terrible
It's
because it creates a worse situation, right?
so if there's some white supremacist militia group out there like gathering resources, like, yeah, I mean they're evil and wrong, but I don't know. I don't want to say I get it, but I don't know. No.
Well, I think it's something that you can look at. It's like I said, it's the scenario I just gave, right? Where someone who does get it will look at me and my sister and go, "Okay, I get what just happened,"
Mm-hmm.
and I don't blame her for reacting, right? But it was an overreaction,
Yeah.
and that's the problem. It's the over, and that's what you're describing. It's like there will be an overreaction, but like I said, I think that is the intent. That's the problem, right? I think among those, I think it's really, upper echelon of these media companies, etc. That's their intent, right? Because it drives their narrative.
Mm-hmm.
It gives these grifters, these race grifters,
Yeah.
it gives them more business. It keeps them employed. They can write more books and sell more books and pretend that black people and other minorities are oppressed. Because see, look what happened over here. Look what these guys did over there.
Yeah.
Right? And it's sort of machine that exists. That's kind of why I keep bringing it up, because it goes deeper than just Christopher Nolan. You know what I mean? Like it goes deeper than just Kevin Feige or uh, uh, what's his name? The guy, just James Gunn. It's deeper than the individual, or the individual movie, or it's like it's this collective effort that's happening right now. And it comes together as this sort of perfect storm. And it leads to what we're describing is that overreaction. I see it on X all the time. Guys are, they're, throwing around the N word, you know, and I was just like, yeah, I mean, when they see a story about an assailant that attacked, another person who happened to be a white person or something, right? And it's like, well, they're being inundated with these visuals. Then they turn on the TV and then they see, race swaps happening. It's all designed to kind of build this case to justify their overreaction.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the movie. You remember the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
And the Joker was poisoning the city, making everybody have the big Joker smile. And Batman figured out what was going on, right? And he found out it wasn't just one thing, right? It was a collection of things. It was a spray, hairspray, it was lipstick, it was aftershave. And when you use these things in conjunction with each other, that's what poisoned people. And it's like that's kind of what's happening here. It's not just Hollywood, right? And it's not just universities, right? And it's not just this one grifter who's going on television as this talking head on CNN saying white people are racist, right? It's not just the one isolated thing. It's this collective thing that's working in concert to drive this narrative, right? And then people react, and unfortunately many overreact, and we get a lot of, and then it's this snake eating its tail, because when they react, then it justifies the grifters now, because now they go, see, I was saying, racism, there it is.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, but you kept doing this and you kept saying that and this kept happening. Like, they're reacting, and then some overreact, they go too far, and it doesn't justify their action, but you start to understand why it's happening. You know what I mean? Like, you start to go, yeah, kind of see kind of why you have that sentiment. Though.
It's kind of horrible. I feel that this is about to bubble over in a really, really bad way, and I'm scared.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, I don't either. And like, just look at what's going on in New York with a lot of the migrants and the housing situation. They're freezing rents. They're making it incredibly expensive for a lot of building and apartment owners.
Yeah, well,
California, the same thing.
I'm just saying, Mandami and Mandami's horrible, and
yeah, he is. Yeah,
and the governor over there for you guys.
But for some reason, the people elected him because he said, in their minds, he said the right things. Oh, he's going to give me free rent. He's going to give me free groceries.
Honestly, though, every person that voted for Mandami is a retard. Sorry, they're all retards.
Well, I don't want to say that.
No, I'll say it.
I understand that.
Someone from New York and they voted for Mandami.
But that's what I'm saying. They're definitely going to get what they paid for.
Yeah.
And that's going to be more suffering. And that's the problem, is a lot of people vote for these people, right? Like Mandami, and they don't understand the consequences. They don't see the logical connection between why things cost more, and you keep voting for people like Mandani, right, who create policies that makes things cost more. It's like, you want free groceries? Okay, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have bread lines. Why? Because the mainstream and private sector grocery stores are going to lead, right? You can't compete with free. But then what's going to happen? They're going to have a disrupted supply chain, right? Because the manufacturers are going to say, well, we can donate some things, but we can't donate everything. You got to pay for it. How do you pay for it? Well, we got to raise taxes. So we're going to raise taxes on property owners. They're going to move out. We'll raise taxes on the buses. Well, that's going to break down, because then you got to have to raise fares and fees. You understand? Like, it's never ending, just sort of chain reaction. And it's going to lead to, well, we're just going to have just one type of product in the free supermarket. So now it's like, oh, we don't have choices now. We just have this one, bread, and this one milk, and it's basically government. I remember growing up, my mom was on welfare, and we had the government cheese. Big old brick.
And I know, right? I sound hard, but with people who voted for Mandami and whatever in New York, but like anything bad that happens to you, you know, in result of you voting for him is your own fault and you deserve it.
Well, I wouldn't say you deserve it.
No.
I would say that you get what you pay for,
Yeah.
and you suffer when you don't think things through.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't take the time to fully understand like what actually works. And that's the problem, and I agree, it is foolish. If you're voting for people like this, these socialists, democratic socialists, whatever, I think you're foolish. I mean, I agree. You're just using harsher terms. I'm just saying I wouldn't be as harsh, but I agree with you. It's like you're not clearly thinking. You're just saying, I want this. And so you think by voting for that person and then putting these policies in place, you're going to get what you want.
No,
and you're really not. You're not going to get it. You're going to get exactly what you don't want.
Let me ask you this, Jerry. Since you're in California, do you feel people who voted for Gavin are retards?
No, I don't think they're retards. I think they're misinformed.
Okay.
I do think they're foolish.
Yeah.
I think that they think with their feelings and not with their with logic. That's what because I know people. I know them personally that vote for Newsom and vote for Karen Bass, and they're good people. They're decent people. But for some reason, there's this logical disconnect, and they start voting with their feelings when it comes to these type of candidates. And it's like, why? Well, there's a deep-rooted connection in their mind, not in reality, in their mind, to the perception of racism, with the other candidates. The candidate, like, what's his name, ran for mayor, Spencer, right? Spencer Pratt. He's a white guy. Automatically, he's eliminated because he's white. Now, no one wants to say that, but it's true.
Gavin is white.
Yeah, but Gavin is a white man that panders to black people.
Right. Yeah.
Spencer Pratt did not pander to anybody.
His whole identity is white guilt. That's all he is.
Yeah, that's most Democrats is white guilt. So
yeah,
I mean that's the point I'm making. That's why a lot of black folks vote Democrat, because they buy into the rhetoric, right? Because it's based on their feelings about the past. You understand? So I look at these people and I go, you're otherwise a very nice person. You're logical. You seem reasonable. You have an abiding faith. Like many of them are faithful people who believe in Christ, and yet they still vote for these people. And I go, we have these conversations all the time. Trust me. So, and it's like talking to a brick wall. You understand? Because they're just so deeply entrenched in their bias, in their emotions. That's why I don't want to be too harsh in that sense, right? Because I kind of empathize with it, because I know people. They're my family. They're people I'm friends with. And it's like, yeah, you're wrong. I love you, but you're wrong. And this is the thing. They automatically assume, well, you want me to vote for Trump? And say, well, no, not really. It's like, I'm not telling you to vote Republican instead. Like, it's not really either or. It's really about, like, are you really voting what your values are? Or are you just voting because it feels good? Are you just voting because you want to be that right on brother or right on sister when it comes to voting against the white guy? You see what I mean? The perception is that he's a racist like Trump, and it's like, it's nonsense, but that's the perception that's created. And the media helps to perpetuate that. Right. So it's like, look, I can't help you if you choose to be ignorant. Right. Like, it's a choice now. At this point, ignorance is a choice. If you choose to keep voting, for foolishness, it's like, I don't know what to say, And so that's kind of where I'm at on it. It's like, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm in agreement with you. I'm just going to use harsh terms because it's like, well, I don't want to call my friends retarded. That's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, they are misinformed, they are foolish, and they are ignorant. I really do.
So my question to you is, like, getting back on track. What do we fans have to look forward to as far as movies go? Like, what is coming? Because I can't.
Well, I heard Obsession is good.
Of anything that I'm excited about.
I heard Obsession is good. I know it's not a comic book, but I heard it's a good movie.
Which one?
Obsession.
Obsession.
Yeah, it's the one. It's like it was made by YouTubers, like an indie film.
Oh,
It hit like 400 million with
I
a
haven't heard
very
it.
very low budget. It's like,
They said that Young Washington is good. I don't know.
oh yeah, I saw someone post about that. So that was actually beat out Supergirl, I think. So
Well, that's not hard to do.
yeah. So but yeah, that looks interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna start checking out some of these more indie stuff for sure.
Oh, I did watch Project Hail Mary. It was phenomenal.
Yes, Project Hail Mary, that was very good.
That was
Man, I wish I had went to the theater. I saw it on Amazon.
yes.
I wish I had gone to the theater to watch it.
It was
It was like just beautiful,
It
like
was-
on the big screen.
really really good.
Yeah.
And
Oh man, that
what's
was great.
interesting is that the people involved with that movie are in talks to be in charge of Star Trek from now on, which kind of excites me.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, that's kind of exciting. We'll
it
see.
is.
I mean, just going by that movie, I'm hoping they'll do right by it. So,
Yeah, because the movie had a lot of heart.
it did.
It was hard sci-fi, and if you could bring those two elements to Star Trek again,
Yes, exactly. I mean, man, especially on the big screen too.
yeah.
Not just another series, but give us some big screen movie, big budget.
And Star Trek has, well, they haven't been doing much better than Star Wars has.
Oh, they're garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been terrible.
But I did want to mention Star Wars. Something about Star Wars. So there's a bunch of channels that I watch a lot. One of them called WDW Pro, and they're claiming that Disney and Lucasfilm are sort of walking away from the sequels, but that's a lie.
Oh, really?
That's a lie. I see them reporting on that, and then I see news stories like the new Starfighter movie. Star Wars Starfighter movie has Ryan Gosling, and it's set after the Rise of Skywalker, and it's about him taking a Force-sensitive child to the New Jedi Academy that Rey started. Like that's not moving away from the sequels. That's pretty much
I was trying to validate them.
validating it. Yeah, like what are we doing? What do I believe here, right? And
I don't like that.
no. So if they're saying that they're moving away from it, and that movie comes out, then that's it. I'm done. I don't care how good the movie is. I don't care how good of an actor Ryan Gosling is in it. If that movie exists, then to me it's validation of the sequels, and that's a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, I agree.
The only thing that they can do to get me back into Star Wars, one of the things they can do to get me back into Star Wars is to completely denounce and erase the sequels. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
They need to pull a Deadpool on the Star Wars sequels.
Yes.
I mean that would be
Right?
phenomenal, actually. Yeah. Just pretend.
So I don't know how far along the movie is. I don't know if they've already started principal filming, or
Yeah.
I don't know. But if they were smart, they would do what Warner Brothers did with the Batgirl movie. It just scrap it.
Yeah.
Okay? Because Warner Brothers took a big hit on that movie because it was completely finished. But they decided not to release it because it would do damage. If Disney and Lucasfilm were smart, they would do the same thing.
Yeah, but they don't have a track record of being smart.
No.
It's not in recent decades. So I wouldn't hold my breath.
No.
I mean, I like Ryan Gosling, so
I do, but like
we'll
I don't
see.
care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if he's a good actor. If this movie comes out, if this movie gets released, it'll just be validating sequels again.
Yeah, it's
And
it's really just ruined the franchise. I wish they would just leave it alone.
yeah,
Just leave it alone for about 5 years or so,
5 years.
maybe,
Yep.
maybe 10. But like seriously,
Same thing with the MCU. Do the same thing with that.
yeah, exactly. Just leave it alone.
Just leave it alone.
Let it stay there and be dead.
Yeah.
Let the corpse rot into the dust, and then resurrect. I don't know, rejuvenate, whatever. But because it's just kind of exhausting at this point.
It really is. It's
I'm hoping for something that will take its place. That will take
what
these
what
things.
but what could that be? What's that going to look like? What
I don't know,
gonna
but
do?
I think it's coming because we have this explosion of creativity, um,
Yeah.
and the fact that thanks to not, and I'll say AI, but really this was going on even before AI with the democratization of digital production tools
Mhm.
like Unreal Engine, Blender. Blender is completely free and incredibly powerful for creating media, games, you name it. And there's an incredible amount of talented animators, filmmakers out there. The iPhone revolutionized filmmaking for the individual, right? You can shoot whole movies with your phone, you know. And that was true before AI hit the scene, and now you have AI on top of that. And listen, let me tell you something. It's not just pushing a button; it's real production that's happening, right? Um, there's some stuff out there that's pretty mind blowing and very well done.
Well, you know what, Jerry? I'm curious because you've been a long advocate.
Sorry for the noise.
Jeez, you've been a long time advocate for AI as a creative tool.
Yes.
And I know there's still a lot of really really negative stigma uh when it comes to AI. Have you encountered a lot of that, and how do you handle it?
Well, for the most part, I just make my argument and leave it at that.
Hmm.
And I've done that on X a few times, and that's really it. I don't dwell on it because what I realize is that it doesn't matter if there are those who are against it, because as time continues to progress, there's going to be more for it than against it. And
Right.
I'm not just speaking in terms of major studios, right? But there's a lot of filmmakers, traditional filmmakers, who've worked on projects, and I follow them on X. Uh, you know, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm embracing this, and I'm going to produce that project I've been wanting to do for a decade." Right? So there's far more validation for the use of AI as a creative tool than there is naysayers against it, to be honest. And so the key is really just ignore the haters and just move forward and make what you're going to make and use the tool um, to the best of your ability, because if you allow naysayers to discourage you, you're going to miss out on opportunities to get your vision out there and have the world look at it and hopefully validate it.
Yeah.
Hopefully tell
I
you, hey,
know
it's great, you know?
I've experienced myself. I know that the negative stigma against AI is harsh. It is brutal. Brutal. I remember this one Facebook group. It was an indie comics Facebook group. And the moderator posted this rant on the page. It was pretty unhinged, a lot, all caps, a lot of f-bombs.
Okay.
Um and he was basically saying that as a creator, as an indie creator, if you use AI in any way, shape, or form, anything, even making ads for your comic, then you're the most horrible person in the world, and
Yeah.
You know, you deserve to not get your creation ever seen by people. Like he was just going off. And what I found alarming was that most of the comments were agreeing with him. Like a moron, I say something and I was kicked out. I was kicked out.
Really?
Yeah. I was kicked out of the group because I didn't subscribe to the group think of everybody else.
Right.
You know, I said, well, AI is a tool. I basically said the argument that you probably have said before, and they didn't like that. They hated that, so they kicked me out of the group.
Because it's too much reason.
Yeah, too much reason,
Because if they had a real argument, then they would go, no, you're wrong, and this is why, right? They would shut you down with reason and logic. But they can't do that because there is no real logical or rational rejection of AI anymore. Like they say it's theft. It's like, well, no, it's really not theft. And that hasn't even been determined yet in the courts of law, right?
I mean,
you're stealing someone's art. No, I'm
using
using my own original art. So
I use AI
to
refine and finalize a lot of designs for characters.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like they assume you're stealing something. Say, no, I'm using my art, my stuff. I use Dash 3D, I use Blender, I use iClone. What are you talking about, right? And that's the part that they refuse to accept is that there are people who are using AI in an ethical way and they're originating original content. They're not just saying, give me Scooby Doo in a pair of jeans and boots,
Yeah. Well,
no, we're not doing that.
Right. So I do all this work, right? So and then I don't take it to an artist once I have something that I'm happy with, and they can refine it even more. So artists, I've noticed a lot of artists are mad at AI, right?
Right, because
But
they're threatened because they think it means less work.
Less work for them. But as someone who's on a budget, someone who doesn't have a lot of money in the world, I can't afford to pay you $300 for a cover design. I can't.
Right.
Okay, I can't do that. So I'm going to do a lot of the hard, heavy lifting work myself, and then go to you so you can, make art in the style that I want it in, right?
Shit off. Exactly. Yeah. That's
so
smart.
what do a lot of artists expect, right? Do they expect that I just, eat it and blow my budget and pay you $300 for a cover
No,
design?
they'll tell you, Hero Geek, go learn how to draw. Go practice. Go do these tutorials. Or here, buy my tutorial. It's been 10 years.
I can say, go learn how to write. Learn how to write. I can do
right, but you understand, it's like, and there's nothing inherently bad about that. But let's be honest, right? I know how to draw. I just don't know how to draw comics. Right? I've never drawn comics, but I know how to draw. I went to college and learned how to paint and draw and sculpt. Right, so I'm an artist, but I'm still going to use AI because it saves time, energy, frustration. I can get
I've had
a lot faster.
had
Then AI video is a whole other level, right?
Yeah. I had experience with an artist a while ago. It was like years ago, where I don't know, he was going through something, but so he was originally gonna do Paragon Crime. So I told him what I wanted, and then he, instead of like, and I told him I wanted progress reports about the sketch page, inks, all of that. He ignored that, right? So randomly, suddenly he would email me or message me with final art, and then got mad at me when I wanted changes.
Really?
Right. So you didn't follow my instructions. You didn't give me progress reports or progress sketches, progress art. of where you were going with the art so I can make changes when it would be easier for you to make changes. You just randomly, after a week and a half or 2 weeks of silence, come to me with final art and then get mad at me when I say, I don't like this, I don't like that, can you change this?
Right.
Right? So he did that with two or three pieces in the last one. I said, "This isn't the final art, is it?" Because it was pretty lousy. Maybe I'll show you one day. It was pretty bad art. It was really bad clip art. It was this is final art. Are you done with it? Is there more to this? Because this looks unfinished. He goes, no, that's final art. And then he got so bent out of shape, he just went up. He just quit on me. Like, oh,
Yeah.
what? It's not working out. I don't do anymore. Bye.
Yeah. I've seen that before. I've experienced that with artists who they don't communicate for a month, then they drop you a final, and it's like, oh, like what happened to iterations, right? Yeah, it's just a lot of look, there's good and bad here, right? And AI helps to eliminate a lot more of that bad while giving you a lot more of that good,
Yeah.
right? And that's really it. It's a great leverage that you can use to get very close, if not spot on, to what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and eventually, yeah, if you want to work with an artist, especially for a comic book layout, I'm like looking at like trying to use AI. Like I was been working on my Omega Blue. I'm like, man, this is not easy. It's still incredibly time consuming because AI is not perfect. It's gotten better, but it's not perfect. Like it's easier to give an artist some roughs and say, can you just lay it out? Here's the story, and have the artist do it because they have art. Like a layout artist just has a certain vision when it
Yeah.
comes to comics, right? So, and right now, I don't think that's easily replicable with AI. Even as powerful as some of these apps are,
Yeah. No, it's not.
when you're talking about a comic book layout, it's like you can
Still.
get something. I've done it. I've experimented. It's like you get something, and sometimes it's pretty cool. Like you're like, oh, but it's not.
But I assume there's still a lot of inconsistencies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not consistent, and like you'll get a great page for one, then you'll do the next page, and it's like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
like it starts to hallucinate. It's very frustrating, and I'm like, all this time I've spent doing this, I probably could have just ringed up an artist and said, "Here's my story." We have a
I
conversation
think
for about an hour, and then he cranks it out.
I think a lot of artists are they're grieving. Okay, so let's say an artist for character design, right? He does a couple of sketches. I don't like it. He does a couple of more sketches. I don't like it. If he charges by the hour or by the sketch, then I'm gonna end up spending a fortune on one character,
Yeah, exactly.
right? I'm gonna end up spending 300, 400, $500 for one character design because it's gonna go through several different iterations and sketches, and I like this.
You're trying to nail it down. Yeah,
Huh?
yep, yeah.
Right? If I use AI to do a lot of that hard work myself, then they don't have to. But I think a lot of artists are mad that they're losing out on that extra money.
Well, yeah, they are. Um, and some, there's two camps. There's some that are actually there's three. There's the camp that sees a loss of opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
right? Their jobs are threatened. There's the camp that are purists, and they're just like, this is an abomination of the artistic process, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, I don't think there's a lot of those, but they're out there. And then there's the third camp that simply says they're the doom and gloomers, and they're like, this leads to destruction.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to lead to our destruction, and it's like I can empathize with that camp to a degree. Like, yeah, misuse of this technology definitely will lead to terrible things. So we definitely need to be careful. And we need that. We need those people shouting at us to keep us on track, right? To say, hey, like, be careful with this AI stuff, right? Be careful with that fire. It
Mm-hmm.
might burn something down, right? But the other two camps is kind of like, I don't. They're not going to last. because I saw them firsthand when I was in college, and Photoshop was introduced, and Illustrator, and that was an abomination. Then artists were like, using a computer to make art, it was unheard of,
Yeah.
and yet, there we were learning Photoshop and learning how to scan images in and manipulate those images, learning how to do vector Bezier curves and all this in Illustrator, and it was amazing. At the time, I was blown away by it. Like, this is amazing. Like, this was the most incredible thing I'd ever seen. Because I learned traditional drawing and painting, right? So for me, it was, for most of us, we were just kind of blown away by it. And we saw the future while others were stuck in the past, right? They were like afraid of it. And so I'm thankful I embraced it. I took the classes I need to take. I wouldn't be where I am if I hadn't. So, but yeah, it's like you're gonna always have those camps of purists and naysayers and doom and gloomers. Although in this case, when it comes to AI, I think the doom and gloomers have a bit more of a case.
Yeah.
Right? What I mean? I think they're a lot more legit in saying, let's be cautious, or like some are saying just throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, well, no. But others are saying we need to really like have laws and rules in place. It's like, yeah, that's fair. I can agree with that. That there needs to be guidance, right? There needs to be guardrails, so to speak. And a lot of those guardrails are in. If you use any model, especially for images, even video, there's guardrails against doing faces. That's why there's a recent controversy with Grok, the latest Grok, because apparently there's a feature that allows you to grab anybody's image and turn it into a video or something, or into, there's like without their consent, right? Like if you post something on X, I guess someone can just grab it and turn it into whatever, with Grok. And so a lot of people are pushing back. There's a lot of backlash on that. So, and I kind of agree with that. It's like, look, if you want people, especially artists, to be on this platform sharing their work and sharing their life, you can't just have this sort of willy-nilly technology that can just take whatever, and instantly turn it into something else, and basically without your permission. So I think there should be guardrails, and I agree with that. And I think most AI or creators that use AI agree with that. That yeah, we're not talking about wild wild west, willy nilly, do what you want, steal someone's art. It's like no, there should be rules, and there already are rules. Like no one's advocating for stealing anybody's art. So, but yeah, so it's like yeah, I kind of agree with the doomers and gloomers, and I think they're needed. So to remind us, like, oh, remember, there's a danger here. This knife is sharp, right? So, but yeah, I think the next big, getting back to back on the rails, the next big franchise is out there, and it's gonna be one of us. It's gonna be you, Hero Geek. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be a lot of the people we follow on X. Right. These guys out there just cranking out stuff, leveraging AI for some, and some are still doing it traditionally, but they're doing it. Because the tools are available to everyone. Go ahead,
I'm hoping that Lords of Justice, if you could do that with like really deep, good AI tools, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's the goal.
That would be a great YouTube show.
I think so. Yeah, I think it'd be fun. I'm trying to draw from a little bit of history with it, European history specifically. So it's it's kind of interesting. We'll see how well received it is once I get an episode done. So I'm working on that now, and I plan to submit it for this contest coming up. So wish me luck.
You should get my friend Lucas to do the music for it.
Yeah, I love that. I'll reach out to him. I think I reached out to him.
Yeah, I gave you his email and I spoke with him.
Okay.
Yeah, I spoke with him and I gave you his email address because he's ready. He's like, yes, give him my email address and have him email me. So
Okay,
yeah.
good. Yeah, I'll reach out to him. So I think I reached out to him before. Um, I'll check my email. But yeah, I definitely because the music is going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
I definitely want to have some good
Want
music.
solid, good music for something like that.
Yeah. But man, yeah, the future is bright when it comes to creativity.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the next big franchise, and not just one, there's going to be many. It's going and it's and I think Eric July has a good point. He mentioned that the future of like these big tentpole IPs like Harry Potter and Star Wars and having this sort of mass audience appeal, he thinks it's kind of going away.
Hmm.
And I agree with that. I think it is going away, and I think it's going to be. I think everyone is going to be able to be global. That's number one. In other words, if you have something that takes off and it's popular, it's going to be supported not just by your local geographical area. Like if you're in the United States, but it's going to be supported by the rest of the globe, right? Because social media makes it accessible, right? And so you're going to have you know, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of fans and followers, and watchers, and patrons
Hmm.
who probably don't even speak your language, and you're going to have a global IP. It may not be as big as a Star Wars, right? But you don't need to be as big as Star Wars. You don't need to be as big as Harry Potter. You just need a fraction of, you know, if you just think about it, if you just made a fraction of a billion, right? you understand? Like you don't need $1 billion movie. You just need a fraction of a
Yeah.
billion
That's well.
to do well.
That's the problem that Marvel feels that they still have to hang on to the MCU like for dear life.
Yeah, well, they're going to because they're just trying to milk it. And like I said, I think their intentions with it is, far more nefarious. I think
I
they do
remember
destroy.
the idea of a shared cinematic universe with these characters was really exciting back in the day, like a long time ago when it first started.
Yeah, because it's really
That
never been done.
was cool. And now I just want to go away. I don't want it
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly. It's like it's exhausting at this point.
I don't want it anymore. You know,
Yeah, it's not beneficial.
you could keep Spider-Man separate from X-Men and separate from Fantastic Four and separate from
And listen, this is what's funny. I remember growing up in the '80s watching Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and it was the best thing ever because you had Spider-Man, which I was already a fan of, because I watched the 1960 show in
Mhm.
syndication. And so I'm like, oh, this is a brand new Spider-Man. Like he's updated and all this stuff. And not only that, but he has Firestorm and Iceman, right? Which I had never heard of. I was not familiar with either character. And I think Firestone was created for that show. Actually, I don't even think she was. I think she was original only to the show. But it was great because in those series you got to see other characters like the
Yeah,
X Men,
Doctor Doom was in
Doctor
yeah.
Doom, yeah, and Sandman. It was like, whoa, this is like they were already doing this shared universe, so to speak, right? They opened up the world of Spider-Man beyond just Spider-Man, and that was exciting at that time as a kid, especially knowing being familiar with the comics and all that, and it was fun. And then fast forward to Bruce Timm and the
Mhm.
Justice League series and all that, and I mean, man, that was epic, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and you're just like, yo, like they just did it, and they were limited, right? They didn't have. That's why the first season, first 2 or 3 seasons were just the seven, and then they got licensed to bring in more characters. So they're like, let's do them all, right? They were trying to pick who, and they said, let's just throw them all in there, and it was amazing, right? It was just the most amazing thing, and the excitement was just through the roof. And now with the MCU, it was there because now it's like, oh, this is that, but it's in the movies, right? This is cinematic level,
It
and it was
was
a fun ride. at
It
first.
was great. It was great for a while. It really
Yeah,
was.
it
Oh,
just went
yeah.
off the cliff. You know, like
Yeah.
at least with the previous, they ended well, right? There was no animosity. There was no weird, you know, it just ended. It was like, okay, this is it. Especially Justice League, they ended it quite nicely, right? Tied it into Batman Beyond. That was awesome, right? So now
If they had
there's continuity, right?
if they
Which is
had ended
beautiful.
it had ended with Endgame, and then after, okay, what I would have done,
Yeah,
Endgame, and then after that, individual projects that are connected but very very loosely. I wouldn't.
yeah. It didn't have to be this interconnected thing anymore.
No.
And this is the thing. I don't even think that's the problem. The problem isn't that it's an interconnected universe. The problem is that they weren't consistent with their own canon. That's number one. We saw
Yeah.
that with Captain Marvel, right? With Nick Fury's eye, right? That was the first indicator in the forming of Shield itself. It's like that's not exactly what
No.
happened, right? So that right there was the first indication, like, oh,
If you're
they're
if if
going
you're
off the rails.
if you're going to have an interconnected universe, then you have to be vehemently strict about continuity.
Yes, you have to.
You have to be obsessive about it.
Yep, exactly. Like I love what Eric July did with the Ripperverse. He hired someone to handle the lore, right? I think it was the Saska sisters.
I
He
yeah,
hired their.
there's a lot of lore that doesn't make any sense. But
I think he called them lore masters, whatever, right?
well,
And I thought
Marvel,
that's actually kind of brilliant, right? So
yeah, the MCU needed a not no a lore master team. They needed a team.
yeah, a team, yeah, exactly on that level, yeah. But that's what I mean. Like I thought that's actually pretty smart. And I mean, I don't know if they've executed well. My point is that the idea,
I think they needed obsessive people.
yeah, that
They needed
every
people who
script,
they needed people who are a little autistic about it.
and not only that, but it goes beyond just the scripts, right? The stories. It's also casting. It's saying like who's available to do this project, right? Because if they're already doing this project, they're not going to be available to cameo in this movie. So we need to schedule,
Yeah.
production. Like it's really deep. It's more than just the stories
Also,
themselves.
the
It's the
the
production schedules. It's
the lore
all
master
these things.
the lore master also has to adhere to accuracy to the comics
Yeah, I
as far
agree.
as casting goes.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
And most importantly, no woke nonsense.
Oh, exactly. I mean,
That's to me. That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
yeah.
Is not only are you not even sticking to your own canon, you're bringing in characters nobody cares about, but now you're injecting. You
I
know,
saw I saw a compilation video of filmmakers and actors that were involved in MCU projects saying they know comics and they were told purposely not to read the comics.
yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen that.
I was like,
It's crazy. It's like what
what?
what are you doing? Like, but this is like I said. I think it's intentional. The goal was to destroy it, and bravo, they've succeeded. They've destroyed these great franchises. They really have.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, it's much over.
Yeah,
I don't mourn the loss of the MCU anymore. I don't mourn it. I just
yeah. I don't either.
you know,
I feel sorry for anyone who's still a fan because I really question what are you a fan of? Like what are you fanboying about with this? You know what I mean? Like where's the where's the excitement coming from? I'm not sure. In light of everything that's been going on. Same with Star Wars. You know? So, but yeah, man. That's all I have for today. You have anything else? Any other points you want to make? Are you there? Oh, I can't hear you. Or can you not hear me? looks like we're having some. Okay, looks like you have to jump off. So yeah, good timing though, because I was about to end it. So thanks guys for hanging out with us today. We appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Check out our site, supergalacticfantastic.com. Get a free digital comic when you sign up to our email list. And we got some things coming down the pipe. We got some pages made for the book, and the goal is to get the book finished and then do a campaign to fund the printing and everything and shipping, along with some merch, right? So we got some shirt design stuff. I'm actually rebuilding our website right now and trying to get it to be, get it updated and everything. And the goal is to have a nice merch store built in, so you can get some merch, some shirts and hats and all that good stuff. So yeah, a lot of good things coming. Just time in life gets in the way, but we just push on and move on. So, and Jerry Jr. has been absent because he got a new job, and unfortunately, it requires him to work on Saturdays. So boo, sucks, right? So we'll see. Hopefully, he can change the schedule at some point. But until then, it's going to be me, and hopefully, Hero Geek will join us again, and because it's always fun having him on. So, but thanks, guys, for joining us. We appreciate it. You have a wonderful Saturday. Have a super galactic Saturday. We'll see you around.